So Cheltenham 2025 starts on Tuesday. Opening race is 120, the Supreme Novice Hurdle. And Willie Mullins has got your even money favourite here with Kopek de Boards. And it's a favourite that I want to take on. I've got two against him that I'm backing. First one's Romeo Coolio, trained by Gordon Elliott. He's around a 7-1 mark and he looks a very solid option here. Grady winner last time out. Got experience of the course when he finished second in the bumper last year. He's just going to run his race. Probably not as flashy as some of the more unexposed types, but yeah, 7-1 seems fair enough each way. And the other one I like is Workahead, trained by Henry de Bromhead, who obviously won this last year. He's around a 6-1 mark, been backed in from 12, so there's a lot of confidence going on to him now. He's only won once, which was only a maiden race, so he hasn't got that graded form that some of the other horses have, but he was very impressive in that, and the form has worked out well, with William Money coming out and winning a listed race very easily since. So yeah, they're my two against the field. Workahead is around a 6-1, and the other one's Romeo Coolio around 7-1. So it's two against the field in the Supreme. Next up is 2 o'clock. It's the Arkle Novice Chase. And I think the favourite here is going to win, Majborough, trained by Willie Mullins. He's around 4-6 at the moment, quite short, but yeah, I just think he wins. He won the Irish Arkle at the Dublin Racing Festival. Jumps really well. Absolute strapping horse. I think he's a top quality horse, and there's not a very lot of competition really. It's a small field. Obviously, he's been here last year. He won the Triumph Hurdle last year as a 4-year-old. So he's only 5, still improving, unexposed. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he's beaten. Obviously, 4-6, quite a short price, but I think a winner's a winner, isn't it? Next up, 240, the Ultimate Chase. And if the first two races on the card are going to Ireland, I think this one could go to England or possibly Scotland. First up, the Changing Man. I'm back in 2 in the race, I should say that. First up is the Changing Man. He's 7-1, trained by Joe Tizard, second season novice. He's had about 10 runs now over fences. I feel like he's very, very consistent, but just seems to get beaten by one who's slightly better on the day or better handicapped. He comes in here off a mark of 140. He won last time out by a long distance. Didn't go up too much in the handicap. I say he finally got off the mark because he'd had a lot of 2s next to his name. He's going to run his race. He might not win, but I think in these kind of races, they're playing 5 or 6 places each way at 7-1. I can't see him out of the first 5 or 6 because he's so consistent. If he doesn't win it, maybe he'll go to Scotland. The horse I like is Whistle Stop Tour, around the 11-1 mark. Trained by Lucinda Russell, ridden by Derek Fox, a combination who've won this race in the past couple of years. He's only had 4 starts over fences, which is the minimum you need to get into these races. So if someone's had 4 starts, you know they're going to be unexposed. They've got bags of potential. He's rated 136. He's definitely better than that. He's won over 3 miles, and the last time they've run him over 2 mile 4 just to get him handicapped. Obviously, running him over a shorter trip, it gives him a good chance to get off a really competitive handicap mark here. And I say 10 stone 12, a lovely racing weight, as they say. I don't know what that even means. But yeah, I think he's got loads of class. And it looks like he's been absolutely laid out for this race. Yeah, so Whistle Stop Tour is about 11-1. And the other one's the Changing Man at 7-1. They're both towards the head of the market. But I think this is a race that generally the punters are there or thereabouts with, so I wouldn't be looking at anything at a massive price here, even though it is quite an open handicap. Next up, 320, the Mares Hurdle. Lossiemouth coming to this at the last minute after dodging the champion hurdle. Probably the correct decision, really, because she'll just win, won't she? I mean, she won it last year, 4-6. She goes really well at Cheltenham. I know she's come off the back of a fall. I think 2 mile might just be a bit too sharp for against the likes of Constitution Hill. Look, I mean, people are going to saying that she shouldn't be racing here, but she is. She's 4-6. I think she'll win. I'll give a slight squeak to Joyuese as well for Nicky Henderson and Nicky de Boinville. She's around the 11 to 1 mark after winning that lovely Newbury handicap, which which is quite a hot handicap and normally works out quite well, the form. She's been supplemented for the race, so they must have some confidence in her. But I can't see Lossiemouth being beaten, really. Obviously, Paul Townend's booked to ride as well, and yeah, I think he's had the say, and he said he wanted this one in here. So yeah, Lossiemouth 4 to 6 is your favourite, but I'll be backing her. And Joyuese 11 to 1 as an each way alternative. Next up, the feature race of the day, 4 o'clock, is the Champion Hurdle, and it sees the return of Constitution Hill. Obviously won this in 23, missed last year out through an injury, but he's back. Is he back as good as he was? I'm not quite sure, but he was very impressive over Christmas when he beat Lossiemouth. He's 10 from 10, he's still unbeaten. As I said, he's won this before, multiple Grade 1 winner. I'm keeping the faith. Some people might like brighter days ahead, but for me, the faster they go, I think he's just going to sit behind her, get a lovely toe into the race, and then do her up the hill for a bit of speed. Yeah, 4 to 6, short enough, but I think he's not been beaten yet, and I don't think he's going to get beaten tomorrow. So yeah, Constitution Hill in the Champion Hurdle, another short price one, but like I say, a winner's a winner. I'd rather have a short price winner than a value loser. Okay, so next up it's 4:40. It is the Fred Winter Juvenile Hurdle. Now this is a race where I won't be backing a short price favourite, looking for a bit of value, because it can go to a horse at a double figure price. We've seen a few big price winners of this in the past. The one to come down one, well, there's two really, one English, one Irish, depending on which way the form's going and the handicap's going. The English one is Liam Swagger, who's trained by James Owen. Won a listed race in November. Got himself handicapped after his 3 runs. 124 looks a reasonable mark that he can be competitive off. Had a pipe opener on the all-weather recently with a really easy win at Southwell. The trainer James Owen also has East India Dock running in the Triumph Hurdle, the graded 4-year-old contest on the Friday. So I think these are the same colours, same owner, same trainer. I just wonder if this was the plan all along. They've got East India Dock for the Triumph, this guy in here. Just a bit annoying, he was 25s a couple of days ago. He's backed into 12s. But I think he'll run pretty well. I would say at 12 to 1. That's Liam Swagger. The other one I like is Holy See. He's 18 to 1, a slightly bigger price. He went off favourite for a race at Nace previously. That's a race that has thrown up a few winners of this. Also like Jazzy Matty, Aramax. There's a few of them. Brazil, I think, was in that race as well. It's a really good guide to this. Now, he went off a 6 to 4 favourite. Didn't show his running at all. But I sort of feel like they were just trying to get him well handicapped for this. £5 claimer's been put on board, Oakley Brown, and they've put first-time cheek prices on. If they can help, I think Holy See for the Durkin team, very, very interesting angle there. Got a marker 125, so looks quite competitive again. So yeah, that'd be my 2 against the field, Liam Swagger and Holy See, around the 12 to 1 mark and 18 to 1 respectively. The final race of the day is the National Hunt Chase. Slightly changed this year in the fact that it's now a handicap, and it's also open to professional riders as well as amateurs. That said, I'm going to stick with an amateur rider. I'm going to stick with Patrick Mullins' mount of Transmission, trained by Neil Mulholland. Now, he's had his 4 runs over the chase, obstacles, over the fences. He won once here at the November meeting. Prior to that, he'd finished second to Highland in the October meeting, both at the course. He had a pipe opener last time in the Cleve Hurdle. Obviously, his hurdle rating and chase mark is completely separate. So he's had his 4 runs over fences. He's had a pipe opener. I think they're happy with the mark they've got. He'll be staying on very strongly up the hill. I say he's been here before. He knows what it takes. He was really impressive as a hurdle last season as well. I think Joe Anderson was on him one day and he won Rider of the Season. So, yeah, Transmission for me, about 5 to 1. in the final race of the day, the National Hunt Chase, at 5.20. So that's all my bets for the first day. Hope we found a few winners. I know there's a few shorties going in there. I'm sure a lot of people are doing the fourfold and putting co-packed boards in, but yeah, I think there's certainly two of the shorties will go in. So maybe find the two and have them as your double, as your best bet of the day, and maybe try and pick a few of the outsiders. Just have a few quid each way on. Okay, hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.